welcome to the It's Cool to Be Different podcast. I am your host Carl, this is my glamorous assistant Katie.
Hello everybody.
And today we've got our three guests, Robert, Kieran and Paul. And today's quite a special one really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm excited for this one. Should be good. We're looking back into the olden days.
That's correct, because you three have been here since it opened. And can you remember what year it opened?
94 it were. 95.
Okay. All right. So we've been open a long time, and you are
The OGs.
the OGs.
The originals.
Jeez, yeah.
That's it. So, do you want to introduce yourself, Robert, and tell us when you started?
My name's Robert Bailey. I've been here 29 years. 28 years.
Wow.
That's a long time. So,
Well, yeah, very long time.
so I was 5 years old, I think.
I can't even work that out. I'm not very good at maths.
So you've been here a very long time. So,
Very long time.
so introduce yourself, Kieran.
Kieran Dickinson.
And when did you start coming here as well, Kieran?
Near the same day as Robert Bailey.
Oh, right. So you both started on the same day.
Yeah.
Was that the day? Was it the opening day that you both started then?
This one here was at that time.
This cabin that we're in, weren't you?
And that was a shell.
Just a shell.
Just a shell.
So when you started, this place was just a shell of its
Yeah.
new self. Okay, lovely. Thank you, Kieran.
My name is Paul Patch, and I came here just after the building had been completed.
And when was that?
That was in 1995.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact month though.
That's all right. I don't think I could do
No,
that.
I don't think. Yeah, we don't need to know dates and times. I mean, yeah. What time did you get here, Paul? Was it 9, 10? Don't worry, it's a joke.
I know.
Because I can see you thinking about that
I know
then.
you're joking, but if you'd like to know, in the old days, we had to start in the morning at 9 o'clock,
Okay.
and we had to finish at 4 o'clock.
Wow. So you had to be here on the dot, and you left at 4.
Yeah.
And am I right also in thinking, just skipping a bit, did you used to get paid a wage for coming to work?
At first, £2 a day.
Yeah.
Go on, Kieran wants to say something.
Me and Robert got 10 quid.
10 quid? What, for a week or for a day?
Because me and Robert did just another fall sometime. Selling it in here in Hillsborough, and we got about just so give us 10 quid at all times, didn't you, Rob?
So just before, for anybody just tuning in and listening, you were showing me a brochure, wasn't you?
Yeah, what it was.
All about the knives and forks that you used to do. So is it right, am I right in thinking you used to put the handles?
Yeah, we put the angles on the not the folks
And that was what your task was when you came to work?
Yeah.
And you got paid how much for that?
10 quid.
10 quid?
10 quid.
10
Yeah.
quid for a week?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different things like
Yeah.
We learned stuff. We learned how to do it.
We learnt the skills?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great, and that's why we wanted to talk to you guys, because thinking about it, work has changed so much. Like, people forget why we're called Work Limited, and that it was your workplace back then, weren't it?
Yeah.
And it's evolved over time.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the things that you used to do then, Robert. Can you remember the different work tasks sort of that you used to do when you first started here?
Well, I did all sorts. I did concreting and that.
Tell us about that then.
Well, I did, with me and Kieran, we did all mixing and that, did 2 sand and 1 cement and that. We did all sorts of ornaments, Pandora, everything.
We've got pictures of that as well, so
Yeah.
Paul's holding up a brochure here of the workshop as it
Yeah.
was then, and the concreting that you used to do.
So you used to make these ornaments, right?
Yeah.
And what kind of ornaments? How did you do it? Can you remember how you did it?
We got them on mould.
Right.
Filled it with a mix of concrete. Two sand and 1 cement. mix it with cement mixer. And we sugar with the barbing table.
Right.
To get all the air bubbles out of the concrete.
Right. So you used to use then
Like a silicon mould.
like a mould.
Yeah.
Mold.
You did your 2-to-1,
Cement.
Sand and cement.
and then you would just say that again about the air bubbles.
We used to put on a barbing table.
Right.
You should shake all the
Vibrate.
Yeah.
That shook all the bubbles out.
Oh,
And then when it dried, it didn't have bubbles on the concrete mold, on the concrete shapes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's when, so this centre here used to be actually garden centre, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And people came to buy the moulds that you guys had made.
Yeah.
And the plants.
Oh, plants and that, everything.
So that's a nice segue into what the building used to be like.
Yeah.
Because we've still got the same 3 rooms, but they are very, very different places. So we'll go through each one and we'll get you to regale and tell us what they used to be like and whether you used to work in them. Yeah? So the first one would be the cafe, right? Now the cafe's gone through a massive transformation like 2 or 3 times, I think, hasn't it?
I worked in cafe, you know. So,
Did you?
I worked in
about
cafe.
that.
Yeah, I used to do work pots and that, dry pots and doing ceramic drinks and that. Yeah.
How long ago was this then? Was this like right when it started, when it
This way
opened?
like first started.
Way back in 90s?
Yeah, way back like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is it different now?
Wait, it's a lot different now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger now. It's a lot better.
Bigger. So
Bigger.
What was it? Was it super small?
It was small. It was very small.
Yeah.
It was a bit small. Yeah.
And not as busy.
Not as busy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. What about our resource room then? So our resource room now is very much arts and crafts, isn't it?
We do a bit of cooking in there at the minute, arts and crafts,
Yeah.
might do a bit of sewing. It's a clean, quiet space for our students to work in. But what was it back then? What was that room?
Well, that was workshop. That one.
That was the
used to be a
workshop.
Right. Okay. So Petchy, did you used to go in that workshop?
Yeah, that's right.
So explain what it used to look like.
There used to be a giant work table right down the middle, and everybody used to work around it, and all the concrete things used to be brought in, and when they were brought in, they were painted mostly black.
Yeah.
To start with, and then what was called as dry brushed.
Okay. And you did that exclusive. Was that like your exclusive job?
Well, not just me. There were other people doing that as well.
Okay. Very good. What about the now workshop? How different is our workshop from what it used to be like?
That used to be a greenhouse.
Right. So tell us all about the greenhouse.
Well, it was full of plants, of course.
Yeah.
And plants what we were going to sell.
So what did you like? Were they just there, or did you have a responsibility for those plants?
We had to water them all the time.
So do we do any of that now? What's the difference now?
There's no plants in there all the time.
It's just
there's
red
no
art.
plants in there anymore.
It's literally a greenhouse.
It is
what we
literally
work
a
in.
greenhouse, yeah.
All
So when people say, "Oh, it's like working in a greenhouse in here," no, that is. We can remember that.
Yeah, that was a greenhouse. Well, it still is a greenhouse.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got walls in it now. Generally, then, how has work changed? Like,
Well, when we first started, there were only about 10 workers altogether, weren't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there were only about 10 of us to start with.
right?
That's interesting that you called yourself workers as well. Now we say
Yeah.
students, don't we?
Yeah.
Is that what you used to say? Right, we've got
Yeah.
10 workers.
Yeah.
And did you have staff like like me and Callum? Did you have helpers, volunteers? What was the setup? How many of you was there, and how did you work?
We had a boss called Jeff Soul,
Jeff Soul and that, yeah.
and there was all.
Keith and all, we also have Keith and all. You used to work here,
Right.
doing all wood and that.
And there was Julie as well, weren't there?
Julie Falls.
Julie Folds
Yeah.
as well.
All right. So out of the new staff, then, who's the oldest, or who's been here the longest? Out of all the staff that you work with now, who's been here the longest?
Well, judging by a picture I just looked at, I think Diane.
Diane's been.
Diane and Glynis have been
Glynis, yeah.
here the longest, aren't they? The managers.
Well, Diane was in the photo what I saw.
Yeah. Diane,
She was still in it with our next
yeah.
boss called Duncan.
Right. Yeah, I've heard you talk about Duncan. Was he the other boss then?
Yeah,
he was all the boss
he,
like that.
he was the next boss, yes.
Yeah, ex-boss and that.
What was he like?
Yeah, all right. What?
He
Get
was
on with him all.
enjoyable, yes.
But every single time he bought his pet dog, and his dog kept on going round us. Well, me and Robert were doing glass work. I did like it when he going in between your legs.
What kind of dog? What kind of dog was it? Don't know. Like a big massive thing, or
Yeah, big massive thing.
Were it?
Yeah. Think of a white one. White
all right,
dog,
like a Labrador.
Labrador. People say that's something like that.
All right.
Quite a big dog then.
Yeah, right, big dog.
And it used to just like, did he just used to let it roam
Wander
through?
around.
Yeah.
Very different to now,
Yeah.
isn't it? So you've just talked about greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
You've talked about your resource room. You talked about concrete. And
Yeah.
out of all those things that you used to do, which one would you like to do again?
Well, I had to do concreting again.
So you enjoyed.
I enjoyed that.
What about you, Kieran?
What do you miss, or what do you wish you could do again?
We should do. I'm very good at glass work, and
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
both pictures. But I like to be hands-on with stuff and all that.
Yeah, you like to keep busy and practical, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is good that we still do the glass work, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
you kind of get to enjoy that.
I used to have a machine. We used to be golf balls. We used to pick our own golf balls with the logo of the.
Oh, you used to put the logo on the golf balls?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we did get golf balls.
See, this is interesting. I don't feel like I knew all about all these. Like, I've been here 10 years, so I've seen it change since I begun here. The cafe was much smaller.
Very small.
Yeah,
cafe.
it's grown and grown and
I worked
grown.
in it and okay.
But I like the thought of you guys having these like work-based tasks.
Going back to golf balls,
Hmm.
the logo we printed onto them was for the House of Lords.
Wow,
Really?
Balls, yeah.
really?
Yes.
So I wonder how they got these activities. Like, who sorted these things out? Do you know, Kieran?
We should do it on the National Folks as well.
Yeah. So you did the knives and forks, you did the golfing. Any other sort of projects that you was given, or are they the main things that stick out?
I think we did pens and all.
Did you?
Yeah, we did pens and school and that. I think I've got one.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, you've got a picture here of the pens
Yeah.
in boxes.
So look, can I have a look?
Picture of that.
Let's have a look.
Oh, like with their own logo on.
Wow. So you kind of had your own product, like
You're like products.
We used to sell our stuff.
Yeah, we used to sell stuff than that.
Bit like what we do now, but also very different as well. So it's still, work has still got the same ethos.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
we're still here supporting you guys, selling the items that you make as a charity. It's just grown into something a little bit different, but giving everybody, you know, you've still got all your friendship and you've still got this place that you come to. Do you feel like, has that been a good thing for you to have your friendship and have this base
Yeah,
to
it's just for
come?
me. Yeah.
Without work, you know, what do you think you'd have done, Robert, if you didn't have work to come? Because do you go anywhere else other than Work Limited?
No, I don't now. I also go to recycling plank. 2 days away. I don't go now because it costs and
Right.
yeah, because it rent and
Okay.
that.
All right.
So
What
So
about?
what has work given you, you know, by coming to work? Has it given you
yeah, got me out of house
got you
like
out of the house, given
yeah.
you the skills you've got?
get skills and that. Yeah,
Do you think you'd miss it if you didn't have work?
yeah.
Or
I
do you-
won't miss it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good job we're not going.
Yeah, we're not
anywhere.
going anywhere. Just
No, I'm stopping here.
and you stay here for
yeah,
as
I'm
long as
staying
you
here.
want, you know. We're always going to be here.
What
What about you, Kieran?
Yeah.
I mean, if I weren't coming here, I'd be sat at home watching the Goggle Box all the time.
Watching Gogglebox. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I quite enjoy
Are you
Gogglebox.
sure it won't be loose women?
What about you, Petchy, then? Because you come the most out of, because you're 2 days, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm 2 days, mate.
Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, but
Right.
Petchy, you're like 4 days,
4
right?
days.
Yeah, I come 4 days a week.
So what would you do if work wasn't here for you for them 4 days a
Oh,
week?
I'd just be in my bedroom watching my DVDs. That's
Have
all.
you always come for 4 days? Or has that changed?
No, I used to have Thursday off as well.
Right.
It used to be 3 days, then it changed to 4.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing for you?
Well,
Depends what we're doing.
I suppose it does.
Yeah.
Well, on Thursdays I used to go swimming.
Oh, yeah. But you knocked that on, Ed.
Well, I did because I ended up drowning.
Oh, dear. Well, you survived to tell the tale.
Yeah, just.
Absolutely.
So I was told that I could come for 4 days instead, so I started doing that.
Good.
And I thought it's a good idea. Why have a day middle of week, nearly middle of week, when
May as well come
you
here.
got a day off? I thought, oh, might as well.
So you have a long weekend then, really, now, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Like me and Katie.
Yeah, like me.
Okay, welcome back to Lydia Quizzes the Staff. It's been a while, but Lydia's back and she's going to quiz Glynis.
Hello, Glynis.
Hello, Lydia. Thank you for inviting me to answer some questions.
Okay, the first question is, how long have you worked here at Work Limited?
Oh, wow, I started here January 1999. So we've just done a quick calculation, 24 years.
Wow. When you're not at work, what do you like to do and what are your hobbies and interests?
Hobbies, well, I love to read. I love to be with the grandchildren, Freddie and Millie, and generally just meet friends and enjoy walks and the odd glass of gin and tonic and a glass of wine, if you don't mind me saying so.
Do you have any phobias and what are you scared of?
Oh, birds. I am absolutely petrified of birds and feathers. And Freddie loves to torment me with a feather. So, no, I am so frightened of birds. If I was in a room with them, and I have had that experience, I was once sat on reception at Hallam and this guy brought in a box and I could hear all this rumbling. And I said, what's in the box? He said, jackdaws. And I said, please don't leave them here. He said, oh, it's for the pet man that's on the radio. And I said, no, they'll get out. He said, they will not get out. And the radio station, the reception was about as high as this. And all of a sudden, as soon as he went, these birds flew out the box. I deserted my post. And somebody had to come in and literally a man just grabbed them by the legs and put them back in the box. A horrible experience.
What food would you eat every day if you had to eat a certain food?
Oh gosh, I just love my food. What's my favourite? Love an English breakfast, a roast dinner, Indian. I can't stop. I go on and on.
And what's your least favourite food?
Rice pudding. Never like rice pudding. I can't stand the smell of it, and I can't stand how it feels. Ugh. Ugh. So don't ever give me rice pudding.
Do you have any hidden talents or obscure skills?
I don't know what. I haven't got a clue. I would say I could cook, but then my husband's taken over, and he just cooks now. So he's a better cook, I suppose. Now I'm out of practice. Honestly, what? I'm going to shock you. I can play a tambourine. But not just a bang-bang tambourine. I used to be in the Salvation Army and I can play all one of those. That's my skill. See?
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
You should show us next time.
No.
Okay. Where is your favourite place to go on holiday?
Well, you know, I just love France. So my favourite place is down in the far south of France, near Spain. So you can sample both French and Spanish food and wine, and the sunshine is always fantastic. My favourite place.
Can you give us a backstory into how work began and why it's changed?
Wow. Well, when I came 24 years ago, it was a tiny little place. It had a little cafe that did tea, instant coffee, tea, orange squash and biscuits. There was a workshop and it was just full of concrete. We used to do concrete. They did concrete rabbits, tortoises, welly boots, water fountains, lots and lots of things, and beautiful plants. They also did golf balls for the House of Commons. They printed pens, lots of different things like that. But nobody ever came to visit. They didn't know that work existed. So it was my job to come in and try and put work on the map. And over the years, we got ladies groups, church groups. The students used to sing and perform. We used to show them round. They spent money. And then we decided that the cafe wasn't big enough, so we started doing homemade food. So I've taken turn making soups and quiches and so I could cook. And we then had to get cooks in. The students then started to help. And we started with 12 students, and they're probably very disappointed now because we used to pay them £3 a day. But as it got to 24, 36 students, 40 odd, it was unsustainable. And our accountant said, you're going to have to stop it because if you want more staff, you can't afford them. So, and of course, we didn't have any income coming in apart from what we sold because people used to come here free of charge. But then we had to write it and worked with social services, and now people are funded to come, and we've managed to change from a tiny little garden centre to what we are today, which provides a place for about 85 students now and all the lovely various tasks that you learn from the concrete and the plants that we used to do. And of course, as the students came in with all their different needs and abilities, we've had to look at changes and see what we can provide in terms of things that they can achieve and are confident, and it gives them more confidence when they can see the finished results. So we do a lot of glassware, a lot of wooden products, a lot of artwork, cards, cushion sewing. It's just endless. And cooking. We've got a lovely kitchen that students can bake and learn healthy eating. So that's what we've done. We've had to create different classes to cover every need of every student that comes in. We've always wanted to look at expanding, but it's just been the right place, the right time. And then Katie had sent in a report saying that she thought it was time to look at expanding, and we found a new premises that we're waiting to just sign the lease, which is imminent, but that's going to be 10 minutes from here. And it's going to have a fabulous shop, a gift shop that the students can work in. So they're going to learn retail experience, but it's not just going to be any old shop. It's going to be an amazing shop. But it's also going to have a classroom that the students are making more bespoke goods to sell in that new shop. And then a lot of printing, card making, all very classical and pretty. And then, well, I think the best thing, and Callum's going to love this bit, an acoustic sound room that the podcast can be recorded from. There's going to be lessons in how to use laptops, iPads, telephones, their own telephones, so that all our students are taught how to use the equipment safely and for their own personal safeness. So we're going to work with students to make them as safe online as we possibly can. So lots of exciting times ahead, and we're already thinking once we've done that there might be a work 3. So there we go, but that will be a very different kind of unit. But watch this space, everybody. Lovely talking to you, Lydia.
Thank you very much, Glynis.
So I want to know about, some stories and memories from you lot. As you've been coming here such a long time, you must have got some interesting stories to tell.
Have you got any funny stories about the staff? Like staff falling over or, I don't know, funny.
Tell all.
Yeah.
This person got on Paul Petty's wig. On Paul Petty's
We're not
wig.
saying names, are we? This person, so it's a member of staff. They don't work here anymore,
Yeah,
but
they
it's
don't
all
work
right.
here.
So they got on Paul's wig.
Wig. and he lamped him out.
What, Paul lamped him out?
So he
Nearly.
did.
Why did he get on your wick, Paul? What happened?
Well, all I wanted from him were some bin bags.
Right.
What were at the side of him. But he went in the middle of a conversation with about 5 other staff
Yeah.
in a very small space.
Too busy gassing.
Yeah. And I kept pointing to bin bags, going, I need bin bags over there. But he just wouldn't get the memo. Oh no! I just went red in face. I went like the Red Hulk, or that big red teddy bear, or whatever it's called. And I thought, I've had enough here, and I tried punching.
Did you?
And I tried punching him, but
Wow.
I only managed to knock his glasses off.
Paul Petch.
And I know that those were old days when
Yeah.
I had a bad temper.
You're a different man now, aren't you?
Yeah. But I did get suspended for 2 weeks.
Did you?
I weren't even allowed to watch telly without my mum letting me watch what she was watching.
How old?
So it was Coronation Street or Emmerdale
Oh,
Farm.
God. I mean, that is a very, very sad time.
What? I want to know about this hat, actually. So for our audience, if you are listening, Paul is wearing a very blue hat, and he put this on especially for this recording. So he clearly wants to talk about
And
it.
it's boiling hot in here.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hat is not necessary.
I know.
But let's talk about it. Tell us about your hat.
Well, I've had this since the beginning, since I started coming here, and I've called it my working hat.
Right.
And right at the beginning, it was nice and clean in this photo. This were in round about 1996.
I'll put this up as well for people on the stream
Yeah.
to be able to see it in a second.
This photo. A lady come to us, said that her son had died,
Right.
and she wanted. We made concrete teddy bears, so she wanted one painted with a Sheffield United football kit on. So I did that for her, but then everybody started jumping on bandwagon, didn't they?
All right.
Asking for different football kits.
Okay.
And I think this one, what I'm holding in this photo, is the first Sheffield Wednesday one I did.
With the hat on.
Yeah, and I just happened to be holding my Sheffield Wednesday, wearing my Sheffield Wednesday hat at the time. And if you can see behind, there's a load of concrete things.
Oh, here, like other teddies. Is
Yeah.
that what they are?
And other things as well.
You got a Sheffield Wednesday top on as well?
No, I don't think so.
No.
There's all this stuff on the floor there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there used to be a lot of things all over the floor. Mostly, like I said, concrete things used to come in, and we had to start painting it as soon as we'd finished whatever had been coming, whatever had come in.
Wow. So you've had that for about 25 years longer. Well, it's
Yeah,
done well.
that's right. And the story behind it, getting some white paint on it, my friend Lee George, what used to work here, he decided to dunk it in a tin of 5-litre white paint.
Oh.
That was nice of him.
I just managed to stop him just in time. He just managed to get a bit of white paint on it.
I think it's lovely that we've got this nostalgia and these stories that, you know, work's obviously been a big part of your lives for all three of you, and you've all experienced it together, and you've got all these stories to tell. I think it's really lovely. I hope people enjoy listening to all your stories, and it puts work into a different perspective in that everybody's had a different individual story and you know, memory growing with work.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And I love how you've brought your bits in to
Yeah.
show us, which we will obviously show our audience. We'll put some pictures up on social media
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
people
Everybody can see.
see what you're talking about. We have got our own little batch of pictures and things that have just been given to us today by management, and there is some of you folks in there as right young whippersnappers.
Oh,
This
this
one's-
should be interesting.
This one's brilliant.
This is our favourite, and we will put it up on screen for people to see. But take
Can
a
you
look
spot
at
yourself on there?
Yeah, can you spot yourself on there? Take a look at that, you three. So this is for those of you listening to it. It's a picture.
No,
That's not you, is it?
that's me.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's me. That.
Robert, don't even recognise
Were
yourself.
you looking? Were you,
Wrong person,
Look at me
Robert.
there.
So what they're looking at is
Wow.
you silly sausage? You were looking at wrong person, weren't you?
so it is a collection of all the students that used to come here in
You
the
can see you.
I think Paul said it was
here.
1999. Then.
Yeah.
That's me.
In their original
Yeah.
uniform as well.
So that was your first uniform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first
we
uniform.
had to wear black all the time.
Black. That's
Yeah.
like us. That's what we wear now as
Yeah.
staff. But you guys wore black back then. And also to point out as well, if you look at the logo of work has changed over the years. So back then it was just like a solid, simple image. And then moving on to what Paul's got on now, it was the flower, weren't it? And maybe
Yeah.
that was a bit of a nod to the garden centre side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you look at the logo now, and it's got the hammer and Work Limited next to it, like to show the woodwork that we do. So forever changing, and you've seen it all. You've seen the whole.
Going back to woodwork thing, we used to do a lot of woodwork ourselves.
Okay.
Uh,
In what way?
We were sold to like cut planks in
You
half
cut
or
the wood
something.
up, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and we were told, we got to get it a certain length and all this kind of stuff.
What sort of stuff did you make?
What was it there, Kieran? Can you remember?
By the way, you got it on the leaflet, haven't you?
Have I?
On the leaflet? Oh, like planters.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you used to make.
And,
Garden
bird,
rustics.
and bird thingies.
Garden Craft by Work Limited. So you got your concrete, bird tables,
tables, yeah.
planters.
There's Paul Petrie.
That's Paul in the picture, yeah.
doing a,
What year do you think this brochure's from?
I'd say round about when we first got us
yeah, because we got.
first black
Uniform.
If you look at your picture there.
Oh, yeah.
Got a picture
Original
of the
crew.
van. The van.
Oh, the van. So was that a minibus you used to have?
Yeah.
Me, but we used to make concrete arms. We used to send them to the
Oh, did you? Take the stuff to places?
yeah.
Deliver it to customers?
Delivery, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'm just looking at the picture now, and I can see Glynis in it. I can see Tracy in it. I think it might be Andrea as well. Andrew. So lots of familiar faces from a very, very long time ago.
And a lot have kept all your original brochures and pictures and stuff, haven't you? Paul's got his bag of pictures. You've got yours, Kieran. You've brought them in. Have you kept much of your stuff, Robert?
I kept mine.
You've got it all at home.
I went up for my stuff anyway.
And I see you've got your original little
That's
uniform on.
my overall.
So that's your overall. So tell us about your overalls that you used to wear and your uniform that you used to have.
We used to wear these for painting and that.
Yeah.
And we used to get boots and that, everything. Oops. Sorry.
It's all right.
We used to get boots and overall these
For all
Yeah.
work that you were doing.
All work we were doing,
I
yeah.
suppose that's back when you used to do concrete and stuff like, you know,
Yeah.
could be quite dangerous concrete.
First ones were green.
Oh, they were green.
And you still got that one, Robert? I feel like I've seen you in one of original jumpers.
I also have a green one.
Yeah,
I think I've got one now.
I remember.
First
Oh, I remember.
overalls
No,
were
green hood. Have you got a green jumper that I've seen you in that
Oh,
says
I've
work?
got green jumpers, yeah.
Yeah,
And look, and you two are, well, two of the three of you on there. That's Petchy, right?
yeah, doing concrete.
Kieran.
And Kieran. Must have been the 90s because you've all got moustaches.
I think that's Andrea and Anya there as
It
well.
is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be like.
That's what it used to be like
In
in the resource room.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you miss that? Was that a good time when you used to come? You know, was
Yeah,
it?
we used to be quiet and you used to do our jobs and all that.
Got your jobs to do.
Right, so I've got two more to show you. One's a bit of a quiz question,
Oh yeah.
which is hilarious. Might be difficult to spot, but we'll give it a go. Again, and we'll put them up on screen for people to see. So, who's that? Who's that?
Glynis.
That's Glynis.
Yeah.
When do you think that was?
Well, she's got no glasses on.
So she was definitely younger, is what you're saying there, Paul.
Yes. I'd say about 2004.
Okay.
Reckon.
Okay, and then there's this one. Now, this is a tricky one.
Do I spy Santa in there as well?
There is, yeah, this is a festive picture.
What room is that? Is that the resource?
Is that the resource room as well? What it used to be
No,
like?
that were in there, that
Yeah, in
one.
there.
That were in there, that one.
So different.
What used to be resource?
Well, maybe
Right.
resource room.
So different.
So this is great, and we're probably gonna get a telling off by
Whoever it is.
this person for doing this. But behind Santa, there's someone hidden. Take a look at that picture. So behind Santa Claus is a little face. Who's that? Do you want a hint? Can you see it? That little face.
Could be you.
It's to give you a hint. It's a member of staff.
That's a member of staff?
It is.
No.
Who do you think it is?
I'm going to say no idea.
We haven't got a
No
member of staff
guesses?
called No Idea. No idea?
No
No
guesses?
idea on that one.
No, I'm not sure.
It's a girl.
It's a female member of staff.
Well, that narrows it down then, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true. There's only three of us men here. We are outnumbered, Paul. But that member of staff is still here, and they were here, obviously, if you're telling us that that's around 2004-ish. They've been here a long time. Should we tell you?
No idea on that one.
That's Sarah Jane. That's SJ in
What
about
it?
2004.
No way.
Yeah, as a youngster.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going to probably tell us off.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about or tell us, or any stories? You know, this is going to be recorded. This is like going to be captured in time again. A bit like all these photographs that one day you can listen back to and watch and tell your family and friends and all about your stories in life, being at work, and anything that you want to say. Anybody that you miss that doesn't come anymore, or anybody who... Kieran?
I do miss just so, because he used to be the boss. The boss.
Ah, just so with boss, yeah.
Boss and all that.
What did you do with Jeff? What was so special that why you miss him? What was he, just a really nice
Because
person?
you like he's now like he used to treat us like normal people.
Yeah, which you are.
And we are normal. Well, actually, Robert as a person.
Well, just friends and
I treat,
everybody the same.
equals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a good person,
Which is-
Jeff, so. Yeah, we're a good
You just
person.
felt like he had a really nice connection and he was just a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And is he still with us? Is he still, he's not?
no,
You could say something to Jeff and wonder if we could try and get it to him.
Well,
Yeah.
Glynis has been trying to get in touch with him.
Asher.
Yeah, Glenn's been texting him like anyway.
Well, why don't you, on record, say hello to him, say something to him now, say
Imagine he's at end at phone. What would you say to him?
Just so I really do miss him.
Aw, That's nice.
Petchy, have you got one for him?
Well, Jeff, I hope you've been having a nice retirement. Hope you've been missing us as well.
I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he has. Robert, have you got a message for him?
I miss you, Jeff, because I also worked with you a long time ago. Yeah.
God.
So
No.
And he should give you lift as well.
he also gave me a lift up and all.
Oh, that's
he also
nice
take
of
me
him.
up and all.
Oh, that's really
So-
nice of him.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sounds like he made a really big impact on, you
Yeah.
guys, and we should thank him for that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I suppose that's what it, coming to places like this, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, because he was part of his place, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm glad you've got that, happy memories
Yeah.
of him, and you had that,
Yeah.
a good stint with old Jeff. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll come back one day. We'll try and get in touch with him. We
Yeah.
can try and do that, Callum, can't we, as well?
We can, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Right, that's it.
I think, you should all, I just feel like you should all give yourselves a big pat on the back and a big clap. I feel like, you three are a credit to what Work Limited is,
Yeah.
and why we're here and what it's all about. And without you guys, and telling the stories that you've gone through by being here, it's lost in time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of how it's changed so much, if we don't talk about how it was, we'd forget.
Yeah, it's a lot changed now.
It has.
It's a lot changed now.
But I'm glad that you're all still here, and it's still an important part of your life. And we're now sharing the future with you. Me and Callum weren't here when you first begun,
No.
but we're here now.
Your words here, your lot.
I'd love to go back in a time capsule and see what it was like.
Looking back, like,
Seeing you three walking on your first day here, I'd love it.
would have been at school, people.
I probably would have been, yeah. What was it, 95? No, I'd have been about 10, maybe?
Yeah, school kids.
8, yeah. 8, 10 year
I
old.
was 5.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old. Thank you for coming on and telling us all about that. That was very interesting. I think you were excited to do it. So have you had a good time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have good.
It's nice for you three to have a chat as well,
I'm sure there's a lot of things we've missed out, but
Well,
We can do a part 2,
We
maybe?
can always do a part 2. There's not a problem.
There's no end to this.
Yeah.
we'll have to try and rack us brains. Like, oh.
Every time you think of a story now, write them down and we'll do it for the next one.
Great idea. So, we're just going to let Katie do her spiel.
Favourite bit? Well, I think obviously this episode of this podcast has been quite interesting because you've got a lot of pictures and things to see. So all our listeners who are listening to this podcast need to tune into all our other platforms. So one of them, most importantly, is YouTube. We've only currently got 1 subscriber. Oh, that makes me a little bit sad.
We need more.
We need more, so you need to check out our YouTube channel so you can watch this podcast.
Yeah.
And then you will see all the pictures. So make sure you find us on YouTube. It's just WorkLTD, isn't it, Colin?
WorkLTD, yeah. You have to write it in, but, it's there. We are definitely there.
Make sure you follow us, subscribe.
Yeah, we'll put a link up as well. I'll find a link and we'll sort it out.
So other than that, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, which also I will put some of the pictures on from today. But obviously this will go out after. But yep, just WorkLTD_Sheffield and then Work Limited on Facebook. So follow all our journeys. You can see the pictures of you lot. And
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Wave goodbye. See you later. Bye. Bye.